Hello everybody, my name is Anthem. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play series in Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserredux for our annual Kaiserredux playthrough, which I don't do too often. But what we're going to be doing today in this episode, or not in this episode necessarily, but in this campaign, is we are going to elect Walt Disney President of the Pacific States of America. He is going to declare himself a lovely dictatorship. And we'll kind of just see how that goes. That's about as far as my plans go. I don't even know what he's able to even do, if he has any like unique paths that he can do aside from that. But we're about to enter into the Civil War. Okay, and we are playing the Kaiserredux Civil War, so there is a few more factions in here. But because we're playing in the PSA, it doesn't really matter so much. Because we're just really doing one front, pushing our way towards Washington. We'll have a grand old time. So get our divisions ready to go into the Western Command Center, which is aligned with MacArthur here. And what do we want to do for national focus? Probably something military. Pacific Defense Council, I think that's really all we can do, because those all require us to have won the war. Okay, let's get this going. Decision available. This AI set up templates. How many trains do we have? I will steal trains. Steal trains. Don't worry about the organization of railway system quite yet. And it's a standoff in America. Also, all of you guys are currently doing naval exercises, which is not what I want you to do. What's the hotkey for this, K? Yeah, every single naval fleet, just for the moment, go to Los Angeles. Wait, are you not even... What fleet are you in? Either way, if you're a boat that exists, go to... Go to LA. So, as you can probably tell, we did skip over the first year and a half, give or take, of the campaign. Because, as far as I'm aware, the introductory stuff for the United States isn't really any different in Kaiserredux compared to the base game, which we have gone over a few times in the past. So, we're just going to get straight into the PSA stuff. The Pacific Declaration. Ever since the first peaceful transfer of power between George Washington and John Adams, the government of the United States has prided itself on respecting the wishes of its population after an election. This unspoken contract between the people and the government has been violated by General Douglas MacArthur. In deposing the democratic elected president in the name of preserving stability, he shattered the founding principles of our great nation. The destruction of a healthy civil-military relationship that has marked America since its independence is a grievous slight to all those values that we hold as a nation. In response, the governors of California, Washington, and Oregon have issued a joint declaration condemning the general's actions and demanding his immediate withdrawal from Washington. We doubt he will respond positively, but like the Patriots of 1776, we must stand against tyranny and oppression for the Republic. So I don't know when we'll actually... Is there an election here in November 1940? So we might need to play this long until we can elect Walt Disney. My guess is what's actually going to happen is whenever the war is over, then we'll have like an election event. Anti-war sentiment foments within the officer corps. As the once righteous United States of America splinters and collapses as it verges ever closer to total civil war, many within our isolated oasis of Republican ideals here on the Pacific Coast have begun to voice their growing desire to avoid war with their fellow Americans. Fearing the chaos, bloodshed, and savagery of another brothers' war here on our own continent, these peacemongers have grown increasingly vocal in their aversion to the seemingly inevitable war that's growing on the horizon. Normally, such a development would not even grab the state's attention, but recently these anti-warrior sentiments have begun to seep into our own officer corps, affecting the minds of our military staff and leaders with cowardice and hesitation. We likely do not have to act on this. For some aversion of war, especially a civil war, is normal for a nation that was once a close-knit as our dying union. However, some of our more hawkish or paranoid cabinet members have called on our regime to crush these calls for peace before they grow out of hand. How shall we proceed? So what we want to do is we need to make sure the secessionist movement grows stronger in order for Disney to want to act. So you want to make sure that gets a little bit more powerful by the day. Socialist militancy. The president returns. The President of the United States has arrived in the PSA after essentially walking out of MacArthur. He's dismayed that it'll have come to this, but is well aware that a war needs to be won by that. Hopefully, it can be ended sooner rather than later, and he gave a speech announcing MacArthur for his anti-American behavior and calling on the Western Command Center to stand down in favor of American values. Perhaps we should call on him to step down, given that the outbreak of the war has continued hopes in compromise with the enemy. He's our president, thick or thin, so it's going to give us Alpha Landon. I will say, I let the AI just kind of do the first year of the game, so I didn't really kind of influence things too much. But what do you do? I think it's time for him to step down. Give me the stability on this. Reach out to Long. While many in the Republic are no fans of Huey Long, he is basically the least radical of the governments that have formed, and at least will pay lip service to restoring the Constitution. Should we try to reach out to achieve a truce in order to face our common enemies on the Western Command Center? Of course, there's likely to be a matter of strong opposition with those who feel strongly against the man, and that he may just be another radical who needs to be stopped. And offering could also cause a handful not to serve as part of Congress to get into an uproar. So again, I mean, is there any reason to? I don't think so. Long will have to surrender as well. I don't see a reason to be friendly with him. Now, we are deploying some 8 divisions here in Northern California. We can do 4 in Southern, 3 in Washington. Okay. Anti-war sentiment reaches the upper crust of the Pacific society. With our decision to allow these pacifists and cowards to continue their protests and fear-mongering, the idea of secession has begun to grow within the minds of the general populace. Worrying still, these sentiments have begun to reach and influence the business sector of the Pacific economy. Certain conglomerates are holding withholdings in our states, such as Standard Oil to the Ford Motor Company, more local operations like the California Railroad Commission, have begun to display and proliferate these dangerous ideas as well. These companies, though many of them would find at least some profit in the coming war, would stand to lose far more in their home markets. Consumer bases and infrastructure are devastated in a horrific civil conflict. As if all this was not worrying enough, there have been even reports of General Henry Arnold being seen communicating with known associates of peace-mongers, though about what is still, we are still ignorant to. Many within our cabinet are now crying for us to do something about this rising tide of pacifist ideas, though doing so would be a violation of our very founding principles. If we are going to be the heirs of American republicanism, we must be able to abide by its rules and rights true. Okay. I'm going to make sure the secessionist movement grows louder and louder by the day. You guys are on your way, just a little bit slower than I would like. That's fine. The peacemongers take matter into their own hands. Despite the warnings and writings on the wall, our regime was blinded by the specter of a looming war, and for it to have been paid the ultimate price. Like wildfire, the dangerous notions of peace have spread to infest much of our nation, as our people recoil at the idea of spilling innocent American blood for our own hallowed soil. As we speak, General Henry Arnold and his forces have moved onto the Capitol, surrounding and disarming the National Guard outside the Capitol building without even firing a shot. With this bloodless coup ordained by the people, General Arnold will assume the role as temporary leader of the Pacific States while he searches for a candidate to fill the position of interim president, while also reaching out to the government of Washington and General MacArthur to hash out a deal of peace, mutually assistance, and reconciliation as our people here build a unique and finally an independent Pacific identity. Okay, to save a million suns, we've had a little bit of a coup d'etat. Does that allow us to do some other stuff here now? Do I need to... How many days has this been? Has it only been like 7 days? Okay, John F. also is the current leader. Henry Hughes. Yes, we want Walt Disney down here in a moment. We can't do anything with it quite yet. Chief of Staff. With the Civil War looming, we don't have a civil Chief of Staff. I mean, Henry Arnold. It means the cheap artillery, organization recovery rate. See, I think I want to go with Samuel D. Sturgis Jr. He seems good for us now. Plans have gotten stronger. And how does that play for us here? So it's going to be a negative political power, negative stability, and negative crucial population factor. A lot of things I'm not really like happy about. The extent of secession. It has only been a short few days since General Arnold led his march on the Sacramento. And while our government is still far from stable, the time has come to make a decision regarding our future. When Arnold was forced the previous provisional government to step down, he did so in the name of the so-called peacemonger movement. A movement calling not just for us to not enter the coming civil war, but one calling for the creation of a secessionist republic on the West Coast. Now in power, the movement has run headfirst into a brick wall of their current realities. It is split between two camps as a result. The largest camp, dubbed the Realist, wished for us General Arnold's connection with the armed forces to cut a deal with the Federalists. This deal would be one in which the Pacific forces would fight with the MacArthurites in exchange for recognition of Pacific sovereignty over the West Coast. The Realists say that this is one way we can truly ensure the bright future for our children, or so they claim. The second camp to emerge on this question, as it has been dubbed, are known as the Dreamers. The Dreamers, mostly made up of junior officers and students, call for us to totally abandon America. They would have to reject any deal and offer from the warring factions, and instead work to build up the Pacific Dream, free from any conflict whatsoever. Unlike the realists, they have no contingencies should a victor of the coming civil conflict demand our reincorporation, save for extensive militarization of Pacific State. We've got a large deadline coming ever closer. No time for debate exists. General Arnold must now make a decision. A decision, potentially, on which millions of lives reside. Okay, let me just see. We're going to look at our path guides here. Take the option to have increased succession in the California. It just says have him be elected. So I'm assuming we don't need to worry about which of these two choices we make. But you know what? America gets a singing stip. We don't need that. We're fine as is. Fuck. Hey, our extra units have now arrived. Assign you guys to red. Let us get our 4 divisions in Southern California next. You've turned green. I don't know why. I don't know if that means anything that you've now turned green, but okay. The new Pacifican Republic. The sun shone brightly as General Henry Arnold gave a victory speech to the crowds of thousands outside the Capitol building in Sacramento. The old honor general exclaimed to our many triumphs and virtues, regaling the crowd with enticing words of inspiration and true patriotism. There are some back home who ask me, but who are you protecting? What are the Pacific states to us? Sometimes we forget that the light of our society shines beyond our borders. Sometimes we take those privileges for granted that our forebears fought so hard to achieve. You must always remember that whatever Pacificans stand, we carry our principles with us. Equal respect, representation, and protection under the laws of a just republic. This was just the same fire that burned in the heart of the old Union that protected us, or that preceded us. We are the heirs of that civilization, torchbearers eastward of the Pacific into the darkness of this wasted land. When America fell, we held our own. When America fell, we carried the weight. When America fell, we drew a line through the Mojave as clear as the Colorado River, a line that the American Caesar now cannot cross. Today we here stand as brothers and sisters to hold that line. Today we honor all Pacificans that carry that weight. Today we are all the waves of Pacific, pushing ever eastwards. We are the Tequitas? Rising from the Sierra Nevada, defiant and enduring. We are the great western light of Pacific states, torchbearers in the darkness, living reminders of all that the best of our republic. Thanks you all, thank you. His speech ended with thunderous applause and deafening cheers, the sounds of a truly free Pacifican people crying out as their national father. Our rebirth republic has been baptized in flames and blood, and now we stand resolute in our independence and our values, and the values of the founding fathers intact. We now stride forward into an uncertain and ever darkening future. And today, with the conclusion of the general speech, we shall fly high the banner of our new republic to fully rally the people of the United Pacific States to rally around it in perpetuity. Under this banner and behind the guiding torch of our vindicated ideals and traditions, our new Pacifican Republic shall meet its destiny, whatever it may be, head-on and fully united. Political power, become now known as the new Pacifican Republic. We raise our new design, one cleansed and separated by the violence of the nation's birth. The Pacifican Dream. We raise our current standard. Let me just double check. Do I have to make any choices here? Thornton Restoration, Pacific Prosperity, and then you are just a nation of visionaries. So I'm gonna go with the Dreamer choice here. We've got our new flag. Hell yeah. Okay, Chief of the Army. Let's go with 10% attack's pretty good. We can actually double on our division upgrades as well, so I think I will take this one. Baseball's been canceled. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. We're now the European California. Okay, so we have a few more units. Or just you? Thought we had more than that, but maybe not. Let's have all of you guys combined. We do own Hawaii. I mean, that's nice for us. I'm happy to have it. Chief of the Air Force. Okay. Air support mission efficiency plus 3%. Honestly, it's like not that incredible. You know, I'm going to take an enemy air superiority minus 3%. I think that'll be a little bit better for us. And it's just kind of filling out these slots down here, huh? So when is our election going to be? Probably, like, somewhat soon. Are we actually going to... Here's the thing. Are we joining the war? Chief of the Navy. 10% cheaper convoys. Happy with that. Go 3 divisions in Washington. Okay. Hey, Disney's here. Cool. With the nation now, by and large, at peace, the time has come for the General Arnold to step down and appoint a provisional government. Due to the most mainstream parties, such as the Democrats, Republicans, and Progressivism, being for intervention in American reclamation, they've been banned. This being the case, only a few candidates are open to lead us in our Pacific dream. Cartoonist, representative, and entrepreneur Walt Disney and his vice president Howard Hughes from the National Visionary Party, a party formed only a few short days ago, is one such choice. Both are household names, and Disney has no political track record and could do more harm than good. Strangely enough, the former president of the United States, whom just so happens to be exiled to the Pacific states, has expressed interest in leading our newly founded secessionist state. While they obviously have no love for secession, they seem to have been influenced by the peacemonger movement and have taken to the ideas of peace. Of course, such an appointment may be seen as a spit in the face to the Federalists. It would be a very clear commitment to the democracy and republicanism of our nation that we are leaving behind. Other possible figures: Upton Sinclair of the Commonwealth Party. Unlike the other major parties of the Pacific, Sinclair is not openly for the war and is quite rationalist. Despite this, many are worried that the appointment such as the Radical would see us becoming part of the CSA, and in reaction to these claims, Sinclair has vehemently condemned the CSA and has spoken at length about the Pacific Dream. Yet another choice is William Randolph Hearst and his National Democratic Party, a breakoff of the now banned Pacific Democratic Party. Unlike many within the Pacific, Hearst is one of the most supportive voices for the general's coup, and his use of the Hearst media empire to drum up support for us has been invaluable. In fact, many within Arnold's provisional cabinet view this as a play for Hearst to be considered for appointment. Policy-wise, Hearst is by and large a conservative, although he does have a rumored ties to the French spiritual party. Regardless, the appointment of Hearst would not be a popular move, but it would have its advantages. Alternatively, Arnold could appoint the Provisional Supreme Court, possibly ensuring some sort of stability at the cost of a direct civilian figure. Also on the table is an option for Arnold to simply remain in power himself. After all, why should power be given to radicals when the men who birthed the Pacific Dream can preserve it just as well by himself? Okay, so we are going to go with Disney. Forthcoming party, well, okay. So we now have the National Visionary Party. We've got Walt Disney here with his lovely, lovely cat. 0.04 political power gain, which is basically garbage. 2% efficiency growth also is basically garbage. And also, what else is this? Wait, no, he also gets a negative 12. So he's actually a negative 0.08. That's not good at all. I mean, the factory output's okay. I'm not going to say no to that, but I would have expected something like with a little bit more oomph to it. Okay, let's get all of these guys. We're going to have to get you into a brand new army. And we're going to station you probably in the north for now. I think it makes the most sense. We'll get those guys going. We can debalamize the economy. So we're not at war. Every other American faction has declared war against another one, but we're just kind of hanging out. Just, you know, just kind of go. We can actually declare war on the Canadians, which is very, very, very funny. That is hilarious. We're not going to do it, but it's very funny that we will not enter the Civil War, but we will immediately declare war on the Canadians. We will deal with that later. Is anybody going to declare war on Canada for that? No, it does not look like it, but that is pretty funny. Commando Duck versus the Klan. A new Disney production once again does what it should be doing all long ago, and presents an amusing animated short for children to enjoy at the expense of the Constitutional Republic of America. It starts with Donald Duck humorously paradropping into northern Florida and narrowly escaping being eaten by alligators. He then goes on to dodge Klan snipers, drawn as clear stereotypicals of Southerners, for accidentally destroying an enemy naval base. Kids get in for free. Well, yeah, I mean, why would I not choose the option that gives me more support from my own party? Kids going in free is better for me. Oh, we have so many factories now. Okay. Okay. Let's go 5, 2. We have so many planes. Let's go 3 on fighters. I want probably... We'll go 3 on close air support. We'll go 2. Okay, 2 on close air support's fine. Followed up with 2 on our artillery pieces. We'll get 1 on the choo-choo train. Get 1 on... Did I know a company for this? Okay, there we go. Get 1 on support equipment. What tanks do we have? Interwar armored cars. And we do have improved. We have improved light tank? That's kind of crazy. We'll save this up. I know light tanks are, like, not the best unit, but improved, isn't that like a 1940... Isn't that like the 1939 tank? Oh, no, it's just 1936. Okay. I guess I was mistaken. Aside from that, we have 2 more factories. Let's throw those into rifle production for now as well. Unlimited. I'm guessing because we're in Civil War, maybe we have more slots here. Let's get a few more infantry. Do not deploy anyone in the National Guard. Let's get 2 armor divisions underway. I did not know the AI produced so many different templates here. Actually, what are you? You're fine. Get rid of you. Get rid of the Marine Division for now. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. PSA resistance. Keep that for the moment. Let's go like 1 motorized seems okay. We'll do something like this. I think that seems fine. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. Do I even want to demobilize the economy? My gut answer is no, I don't. But Disney is now president. Well, I thought he was. He's currently the country leader, California dreaming. I don't know when this will bypass, but I would say that at least for right now, this is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.